Salve, discipuli, discipuli, sum magister Ricky LaRosa. Hello, students, welcome. I am your instructor for this mini lesson in classical Latin, and I am based on Long Island, New York. I work as a teacher's assistant for the public schools, and also I am a private tutor. I am a freelance writer, a community activist, a poet, and sometimes a madman. Mad for language, for literature, for history, and lately for Latin. We're going to review some pronunciations of basic words and phrases. We're going to dive right in, and I've been told that we only have 10 minutes for the first recordings that will be put on YouTube. So I want to say thank you, youtube.com, for allowing me this opportunity to share this Latin class with the audience worldwide. Thank you, YouTube. We're going to dive right in with some basic words. On this side, on my right, we have the Latin, and on my left, we have the English. First one, very important, we would not be here without her, is mater, mater, pater, frater, frater, soro, pur, quella, infans, infans. Mother, father, brother, sorrow, sister, boy, girl, child. And in English, we have words like maternal, paternalistic, maternal, patriarchal. Frat, frater, fraternity. In the university, the women-only club is called the sorority. So these are the words in Latin and how some English words have been derived from the Latin. There's really no phonetic connection or spelling between por and boy or puella and girl. But here we have infants. Infants. Sounds like infant or infantile, which means very childish. Or we use infant in English to mean baby. So I have, for my case, I have a mater and a I have a mater and a pater. I only have one frater, but I don't have any soror or any sores. Or continuing with our Latin pronunciation, a note: there are two ways to pronounce Latin. One of them is the classical Latin, and the other one is the church or ecclesiastical Latin. I have learned and I teach classical Latin. This is the Latin that was used during what is called as the golden age of Latin writers, which is about 100 BCE to about 100, 150 BC and CE, rather, Common Era. In principio creavit Deus caelum et terram. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Or in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Please keep in mind that in Latin, there are no articles. There are three, and very important ones in English: the, a, or an, which are, of course, technically, grammatically classified as adjectives, but they are so special in their grammatical function that they stand out on their own, not considered as one of the 8 parts of speech. Let's break this down a little bit phonetically and see what's happening here with some of the vowels. In Latin, we have the same vowels as we do in English. A, E, I, O, U. There's a little exception with the vowel I. It is used both as a vowel and a consonant. Okay? Here in the word in, it is a vowel. This word in is Latin. Sounds just like the English because it is the same pronunciation, the same spelling in English. Coming from, I think it came from the Latin. Preposition. Very important, prepositions. I think they are very underrated, but as a poet, I know that prepositions play a key role in poetry and prose. In principio, the C in Latin is pronounced always as a hard C, as in cat, never a soft, as in city. In principio, creavit, the V in classical pronunciation is always pronounced as a W. Creavit Deus, caelum. The hard C sound. This is the first diphthong we're coming across, the AE double vowel, which is pronounced I, as in the English long I sound, as in the I in like. Caelum. Sometimes if we say Kailis or Kylo, it is the same word, different emphasis, but it is understood as heaven. Et, conjugation, and terram. In Latin, each vowel and each consonant are pronounced. There are no silent letters in Latin. So this is not terram, it's terram. That double R both have individual pronunciations. And finally, the beginning of the Lord's Prayer in Latin. Pater noster qui es in caelis sanctificatur nomen tuum. Remember, it's not tuum, T-U-M, it's T-U-U-M, tuum. Pater noster qui es in caelis sanctificatur nomen tuum. And until next time, this is Magister Ricky LaRosa saying, Vale, valete, discipuli, discipuli. Thank you very much for sharing with me this lesson.